Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. I'm sure you are all hungry. I'm so sorry. I want to give my speech. Word for thought. I can really fill you with my words, hopefully. Today I am giving my CC-4. Well, when I first walked into this office, okay, and I was sitting at the reception, waiting for the person who called me for my interview to come call me in and then take my interview. That time the receptionist looked at me and she asked me, yes, what do you want? And I was like, I have come to give my interview. She looked at me from down to top and then top to down and she asked me, what's your qualification? I said, I finished my bachelor's in media. I have qualified for a job. This is the mail that I got. Alzira was the person who called me and she told me to come. When I went in, I walked in. Someone gave me a piece of paper and said, please write. No one was sure. Because the minute I walked in, they looked at me from my external, my physical appearance, how I looked. I was so skinny. I really looked anorexic. Looked like I'm going to fall sometime. I really looked like I don't have any potential. My brains will not work anytime. It will stop working completely. And just generally, how I'm judged. I look like a book which has a boring, dull, faded cover, like one of Shakespeare's old books. I really look like that. People fail to recognize that I might be having interesting chapters as you open my book. My topic for today is, don't judge a book by its cover, or just don't judge. Accept people the way they are. Because everybody has a quality, some good quality in them, and you are trying to overlook that quality. Well, based on this similar topic, I would like to recite a poem. This poem is written by Joseph Lauren. One summer's day, a fox was passing through an orchard. Faint he was, and hungry too, when suddenly his keen eyes chanced to fall upon a bunch of grapes upon a wall. Ha! Just the thing, he said. Who could resist it? Who could resist a bunch of grapes? He eyed the purple cluster, jumped, but missed it. He coughed. I'll take more carefully. And he sprung again. The results were much the same. Although he tried, desperate and high, he paused to wipe a tearful eye and shrug a shoulder. I'm not dry, and lunch is bound to come within an hour. Besides, he said, I'm sure those grapes are sour. Well, by now you would have even guessed. The title of the poem is Fox and the Grapes, written by this poet, Joseph Lauren. And as I did critical analysis on this poem, I realized that the story or the theme, sour grapes, is based on judgment. It is every time in our life we judge. We judge someone judges us. It is a continued process. We are consciously doing it, we are unconsciously doing it. I do it. I judge someone, and then after, when the time grows on, and then I suddenly realize I made a mistake. I judge someone wrong. I judge someone maybe by their appearance. I judge someone maybe by the first mistake that they have made in some work. So we keep constantly judging, and judgment is what ruins us. Judgment is what breaks us apart. Because when you judge someone, you're building a perception about someone. And then you build your ideas on that perception. And then after you build your ideas on a perception, you don't want to change it. And and then you become very rigid, and then that person is just rigid and the same for you. That is how judgment works. I took the initiative at one time not to judge someone when I made this big mistake. There was this classmate of mine. Her name was Sunaili. And Sunaili was a hefty girl. She was obese. Okay? And because of her obesity, people did not like her. People avoided speaking to her. Now this actually happens like this. At one point, someone brings a book and tells you, "Hey, this book is very boring. Don't read it." Then you will count by that person's word. And then you will think, okay, that person said this book is boring. So that person might have read the book. And that is why I think I shouldn't read the book. And you do not read it. And then you perceive and you judge the book to be boring. But then over a period of time, you realize that the book is not boring. There should have been something. When you, one day by mistake, you're looking for some quote and you turn over the pages. And then you suddenly realize, that book is interesting, you need to read it. So judgment. So I judged her wrong. And then, after some time, when I really needed her, she was that first person who was there to help me. When I was in a real crisis, when I felt nobody would be around to help me, when my whole world was going apart, at that time, when I judged her to be fat, obese, lazy, someone who would not want to be helpful to you, that time she was there to help me. Financially, she supported me. She helped me pass my exams. At that point, I was really in a very bad shape. She helped me pass my exams. And today, whatever I am is because of her. And because I took the initiative to change my perception towards her. So, everybody has something good in them. Nobody is bad. A sinner has a past. A saint has a past. A sinner has a future. If you judge, you will be judged sometime. So do not judge. Thank you.